So I have to say, I got to meet Ellen when you were on Federal Hill, which was a long time ago, when Gracie's was started up there, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that was a long time ago.
1998.
1998, which shows how long we both have been around
I
Providence.
know.
And back then we didn't have kids, so it was a lot different. So it was
A little bit different.
A lot different, not even a little bit. But you have become an incredible success story for the entire state of Rhode Island. Gracie's is now entering 19 years?
Yeah.
19 years. So 19 years
New
for
Year's
Gracie's.
Eve.
New Year's Eve will be 19 years. That's an awesome celebration time. And then, how old is Ellie's now?
Ellie's is 5.
Ellie's is 5. So 5 years of having Ellie's, 19 years of having Gracie's. You've given back in so many ways, and we're only going to touch upon a few of them today, unfortunately, but the ability and the things that you've done through Gracie's and giving back and then developing Ellie's, first investing in the city programs, thank you, because we need more people like you. It's awesome. And not only that, from a community perspective. So this event that we're talking about today, Melissa couldn't tell me enough about how you encouraged her. She said that you were absolutely amazing. She's wanted to do this for a couple of years, and the first one was in February, right?
Right.
This past year.
So we did the first one was the day before Valentine's Day, which was perfect.
Yeah, that's an absolute perfect fit.
And actually, this was something that Melissa has been dreaming about and had been dreaming about for years.
Right.
And we kept talking about it year after year after year, and then finally we were like, we're doing it this year. And we changed like our event style this year. So this year we were doing a Star Chef series for probably 7 or 8 years.
I remember, yeah.
I've lost track. But the overall theme of the Star Chef series was collaborating with other chefs from outside of Rhode Island,
Right.
which was super successful. And then we thought, why can't we collaborate with chefs that are
In the
here?
state, right.
We have such amazing chefs here. So that's kind of how Sucre developed from leading from our Star Chef series.
I think, and again, that goes back to my point about giving back and bringing people together. There's not a lot of people that will bring chefs together in Rhode Island. There's always this too much of a competitive edge. And at the Taste, we try to take that away and bring people in for these things. So I think that's an awesome idea. So I give you and Melissa a ton of credit, and that's why I want to highlight this as much as we possibly can. So this one is taking place next week.
Right, on Monday.
On Monday the 28th. And Melissa was telling me that in Newport, the idea was to kind of combine with the sea and the salt and the views and everything to have it down there.
Right, so we decided that the theme was going to be garden theme because we feature so many of our local farmers and we wanted to highlight them in desserts. So Melissa and her wife, Jordan, just started a farm this year, Moonrose. So we'll be
that. She left that part. We're gonna have to talk about that.
Oh, you need to check it out.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely amazing what they've been doing.
Yeah.
So we're highlighting some of the items from Moonrose, all of the sunflowers. There's a lot of different things that will be present that are from there,
Beautiful.
as well as a lot of our local farms.
And that room is beautiful. I've done events in that rotunda area that they've got there overlooking. It's gorgeous.
Amazing.
And it's a hidden gem. A lot of people don't realize that room's there.
I actually discovered it a couple of months ago. I didn't know that.
See?
And then I reached out to them and said, wouldn't this be a beautiful spot for an event? I can't believe there aren't more events there. It's owned by Newport.
It's through the town, so that's why there's not more events.
Right.
Is that people don't know that they have to do it to
Right.
get it, but it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful spot. So,
and we're excited about the carousel and having the cocktail hour out on the deck.
I know.
It looks like it's going to be beautiful weather.
So, and the weather's been phenomenal so far, so hopefully this will be perfect for you guys on that day. Now, it's a cocktail reception in the beginning, right?
Right.
Okay, and then that's where this comes in.
Right. So,
Okay.
would you like to try
Oh,
it?
no problem trying anything.
So all of
It's not wine, I know.
So the way that the evening is going to flow is that we do a cocktail hour, and the whole evening is all about cocktails. So it's not. It has.
God, it smells good.
I know. There's no wine in this event. It's all paired with delicious cocktails that were created by Sam, who is our amazing bartender at Gracie's. She comes up with like the most delicious cocktails I've ever had in my life.
Beautiful.
It really.
Sammy just got a nice shout out. See, the boss gave you a nice shout out there. See.
They really pair well with the menu, and she works really hard with our kitchen crew to find out what's going on in the garden, what can be harvested every week. So she's really like cutting edge
Awesome.
when it comes to creating cocktails.
All right, so what is in this cocktail?
Okay, so here we have pisco with tomatoes that came from the garden, as well as mint and some apricot.
Apricot.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you again for joining me. Okay, I will have no problem drinking this the entire show.
So isn't this
This is
delicious?
delicious.
Can you imagine drinking this like on the beach?
Yes. I can imagine drinking this by my pool, on the beach, on a boat. I could do it anywhere. This is
Yeah.
absolutely delicious.
Like with the salt air, like this is delicious.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And this was
Hey,
came up.
Sorry to
your
interrupt.
turn.
Can I just have your face towards the camera? We can't see yet.
Oh, there we go. Bring it
Yeah,
in.
pretty face.
There we go. So this Sam came up with this?
Sam, yeah.
Sam, congratulations.
I
I'm coming in
know,
to see you
I
more
know.
often. This is, oh my God, this is absolutely delicious. All right. So you've mentioned now a couple times the garden. Let's talk about that because I got some questions. Gracie's has its own garden.
Right, so this is actually our 8th year of harvesting and growing items up on the which is on Westminster Street.
I just saw it then. I was just there for a meeting and it's outside that little boardroom that they have.
It's actually upstairs on the roof.
Yeah, the roof, right.
Yeah.
They have this little meeting room
Right,
outside
right.
there. I was just there. Okay, I didn't know that was yours.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So, yeah,
awesome.
we take care of that garden every single day. We go up there. And we grow, the main thing that we grow up there is our tomatoes. But we grow radishes, we grow beets, strawberries, all sorts
of
of
which
herbs.
comes back into the restaurant.
Yeah, every day. Edible flowers. So it's a lot about like the garnishes.
So see, Josh, I know last week you were mad at me. I didn't get to your question. I got to your question today, and it was a good one. So see, now you know. It's awesome. All right, so we're going to talk more about
And there is
Gracie's.
nothing like that.
That garden, oh my God, it's incredible. I grow my own garden, not as successfully as yours, but it's.
Yeah, I mean, nothing like pulling something from the ground and serving it like that day.
I agree, 100%. 100%. So let's talk about what you brought here, because we're going to talk about Sucre, and then we're going to get back into Gracie's to talk a little bit about the restaurant.
Okay, so this is a bread that Melissa will be featuring the night of. She doesn't want to give any other secrets away.
Melissa!
But this is a sourdough, a zucchini sourdough with Parmesan. So we'll be featuring this bread with one of the past savory hors d'oeuvres.
Okay. So at the event, we were talking about how there's the cocktail reception and everything. There is kind of the hors d'oeuvre part of it, but it's not your typical what you think of hors d'oeuvres. There's
Right.
some type of savory sweet pastry
Right.
involved in it.
Right,
So this is what Melissa's putting in.
right.
Okay. So we're gonna have to
I mean,
ask
this
her
is a
this.
component of what she's putting.
Component of what she's putting in. Okay.
Just giving you a little
Come
tidbit.
on,
A
Melissa.
little tidbit.
All right. All right. I'm going to try this. So tell me about what else we can kind of expect at the event and how this setup goes for.
So each chef is going to be preparing a course. It's going to start at 7:30. So when we originally designed Sucre, we were thinking that it would be something where guests would go to dinner ahead of time and
Yep.
then come to Sucre. But the first Sucre that we had, a lot of people were actually saying, "I'm so full."
Really?
Afterwards, which we were surprised by, which is great. So, I mean, whether guests were to go to dinner beforehand and get a quick dinner or whatever they wanted to do, and then come to Sucre, but it's a 3-course dessert tasting.
This is absolutely amazing. I've never had anything like this before. I'm tasting everything that you mentioned, and it's absolutely delicious. Well done, Melissa. This is fantastic. Seriously, this is wonderful. So, going into Newport, you could go out to dinner, like she's saying. A lot of great restaurants. 7:30 is a perfect time because you're not fighting traffic to get down there.
Right.
To go to the event. Is it an indoor-outdoor thing? Because I think there's a little deck on the outside
It
of the room,
is,
right?
so it'll start outdoors. The weather looks like it's going to be beautiful.
10-day forecast is awesome, so we're in good shape.
And then we will be outdoors for the beginning. We are able to ride the carousel. The hors d'oeuvres will be
Oh, my
out on
kids
the
are
deck,
watching.
and then we'll be going indoors for the actual event. You'll be able to see Melissa and Lori and Jen plate up their desserts and be a part of that. And then we'll also have the bar indoors where you'll be able to be a part of that as well.
See, there's no reason to not go to an event like this, and this is a big change for me from going to wine things. I'm going to be in my glory at this. So I think it's kind of, I'm going to treat these guys like celebrity chefs. You got to ask for a lot of pictures with them while you're there, make them pose, you know. It won't be you, it'll be Melissa this time, right?
Yeah.
So we'll embarrass them up a little bit. All right, so that's the overview that we're going to get from Gracie's. Now I want to transform to talk a little bit more about Ellie's and Gracie's as a whole, because coming from Federal Hill and taking the location that you did downtown that many years ago, you probably, tripled your space?
We did. So we pretty much, when we were at Gracie's, originally when we began, we had 30 seats.
Right.
We had 6 seats at the bar, as you remember.
Oh, yeah.
And so when we moved downtown, we were 60 seats. We have a private room that seats 50. We have a wine room that seats 8, and a 12 seats at the bar.
So when you come in, I remember the event space is downstairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else goes upstairs is where I'm always hanging at the bar. So that's a good thing. Last week we talked about event spaces. This is another self-contained event space, and 50, I did not realize that. That's a really good sized space.
So we do private parties for 50. We can do cocktail parties for 70. We also do a lot of off-premise events. So we've been getting in the last couple of
So the
years, we've
catering
been
side.
doing a lot of weddings.
Fantastic.
So we take our entire team, and we go off-site to different locations. We've been to the Aldrich House, we've been to the Farmer's Daughter, and we kind of set up our kitchen
Beautiful.
and do off-site events, which is great, and it's great for the team. It's
It's a
great
new
for
experience
for
for them to
our
get out of the
team
kitchen,
to produce what we do at Gracie's in the middle of a field.
That's awesome. I did not know that, so that's really cool. So now we found about the event space and the fact you're getting married. Not only can you get, Melissa can do the cake, right?
Yes, Melissa does all the wedding cakes at Gracie's, at Ellie's. So we produce all of our wedding cakes. Whenever we do a wedding, the wedding cakes will come from Ellie's, and Melissa produces them all there.
Excellent. Now, how many days a week is Gracie's on?
We're open 5 days.
5 days a week.
And Ellie's is open 6.
Always on 6. Okay. So, which are the days that you close? Just, is it Monday?
We're closed Sunday, Monday.
Sunday, Monday. Okay. So, if you haven't been there, there's something seriously wrong. But if you need to go back again to get a refresher on this, the location is perfect where they're located downtown. You can walk to the theaters, actually both of them. You can walk to Trinity and PPAC to get over there. The valet parking is key. I've gone there and literally parked the car and been in there probably 2.5 hours, then walked across the street, another drink, come back again. So I've spent a lot of time hanging out over in there. Alex Guerrero, another good friend of mine, him and I go there and sit at the bar and eat. We love it there, sitting that. So Gracie's has a lot of depth, a lot of size, and staff-wise, and I know that I've gotten a lot of comments from people back and forth that were talking to me about the staff, and I'm pretty sure Sam was probably one of the people that was mentioned. You get a ton of compliments on the staff, on the training and the diversity of your staff that you have. And I think that that's, again, a credit to you for what you've invested back into the city of Providence in doing this, but you have a wonderful, wonderful team that you put together.
We do, and that is my main focus and mission, is growing our team. And having passionate staff that's happy is what I focus on every day.
And not just cocktails, I can tell you from my wine perspective, being the wine enthusiast, is that I have never not been able to get a question answered on my wines. And what's been even nicer to me is when I'm at the bar, because it's easier, I'm sure, for them, is that they always let me have a taste if I'm not familiar with the wine, which I love. I think that that's awesome. So absolutely have to give you kudos for that. Switching to Ellie's, okay. Ellie's has been there, what she said, how many years?
5 years.
5 years, okay, over there. That again, you took a location that was not anything before you really got there to go into Ellie's, and that whole area kind of got developed because I think you went there and started that trend for them to be over there. What made you decide you wanted to go to the bakery after doing the restaurant?
Cornish, who owns the building that we're in,
Yep.
where Gracie's is in, they actually were the ones that went to, they purchased the Biltmore Garage,
Great.
and they put that amazing awning
That's
up
fine.
on that building, which made it look
Not like a
completely
garage.
different.
Right.
And they made it, their goal was to make it a multi-used building, so creating those small spaces that are 900 square feet. And at the time, we were trying to think about expanding, and I always had a bakery in the back of my mind, but like, how would you do that?
Really?
So we looked at that space and we were like, well, we could do it in this space. And it just seemed like a good relationship between Ellie's and Gracie's. Like, we would be able to be at both places in one day, which we do often.
Yeah, it's a quick walk between the two of them. So when I had my office downtown, I was spending a couple of years ago. I was over there like every morning and then every afternoon, because the vibe and the comfort feeling of going in there is a wonderful feeling, first of all, to have that. Just, again, the staff and the setup. Like you said, it's not overly big. There's a few tables outside, a few tables inside to do it, but the selection. So it's like a breakfasty, lunch type thing to be able to come in and do, and buying the desserts to be able to leave. I was buying macaroons every time that I was going in there. I was buying macaroons to take home at the end of the day. What are some of the products that people can buy to take home with them?
So, Ellie's started because at the end of your meal at Gracie's, the menu D was always a macaroon. And people fell in love with them and they wanted to buy them, and they were buying them at Gracie's. And we're like, why don't we just,
Right.
have a place where people could go? And our breads. People wanted to purchase our breads. Our beer bread was a big thing that everyone wanted to purchase. So that's how the ball started rolling. So all of our macaroons down there are something that will always be a staple. And we switch that up every month. So every month we're changing the collection. This month it happens to be pies. So I brought you a little sample of those.
Oh, is that what's in this box down here? Sample of the pies? Exciting. So that's coming out when? When does that start?
Well, that is our collection for this month, which in August, yeah.
Okay. What's
So
the
we're
collection?
working on the next collection.
All right. God, between you and Melissa, I can't get anything out of you guys. No, that's awesome. All right, that's fantastic.
But it's a
Well,
lot of fun. It's fun for the staff, something to always be creative with.
Absolutely. So another good spot that you have to make sure to check out between the two of these guys. They've got great social media. They're on everything. I found them on everything, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They're out there and stuff. Definitely go to the site. I think the tickets, you can purchase the tickets through Gracie's
Right,
site,
to our website.
Okay. And the ticket price was, I think it was
$80.
$80, okay. So that includes all the cocktails you're coming in for, the reception, the after part, and there's no charge for parking at that part of the
No,
beach meeting, right?
complimentary parking.
Right, it's another perfect thing. In Newport, believe me, you still have to pay for parking like Providence. All right, well, this was awesome. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me. You brought wonderful stuff. I don't want to stop drinking this stuff. I may not afterwards, but thank you. And your daughter, Michaela, that came up to
Yes.
join you? Can't believe that she has a daughter, but daughter that came in and took pictures for us, so thank you. Appreciate you coming in and doing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's great.